Imagine a perfect Beverly Hills mansion hiding dark secrets. In August 1989, Jose Menendez, a wealthy entertainment executive, and his wife Kitty sat watching TV. Suddenly, shotgun blasts echoed through the house. Their sons, Lyle and Eric, aged 21 and 18, had just executed them in cold blood. The brothers claimed years of abuse, physical, emotional, and sexual, from their domineering father. But was it self-defense or greed for a $14 million inheritance? Police arrived to a gruesome scene. 15 shells littered the floor. The boys' alibi? They were at the movies. Yet suspicions grew as they splurged on luxury cars and trips. The trial gripped America in 1993. Prosecutors painted the brothers as spoiled killers, faking tears while blowing the fortune. Defense argued trauma. Jose allegedly molested them since childhood. Kitty enabled it. Witnesses described a toxic home. Jose's rages, Kitty's addictions. Eric confessed first, saying, "We did it because we had no choice." But hung juries led to a retrial. No cameras this time, but drama unfolded. Lyle's toupee slip became infamous, convicted of first-degree murder in 1996. They got life without parole. From prison, they maintained their abuse story, fueling debates on justice and family horrors. Flashback to their youth. Lyle, the golden boy expelled from Princeton for plagiarism. Eric, the tennis prodigy under pressure. Post-murders, they partied wildly, buying Rolexes and starting businesses. Cops cracked the case via a therapist's tapes. Eric's confession leaked. The brothers' bond? Unbreakable, even in separate prisons. Recent Netflix docs revisit claims of abuse, with new evidence like letters from Jose's alleged victims. But skeptics say it's manipulation. The mansion? Sold. But the stains of that night linger in true crime lore. Today, at 55 and 52, Lyle and Eric appeal for freedom, citing youth and trauma. Their story inspired movies, but the core question remains: victims or villains? As one juror said, it was a tragedy on all sides. The Menendez case warns of hidden family demons, where love twists into lethal rage. What drove them to pull the trigger? Abuse or avarice? You decide as we peel back the layers of this infamous parricide. In the quiet town of Santa Cruz, 1973, a giant of a man, 6'9" Edmund Kemper, unleashed his ultimate fury. At 24, he'd already killed 6 hitchhiking co-eds, earning his moniker. But his hatred rooted deeper. His abusive mother, Clarnell. On Good Friday, he entered her bedroom with a hammer. "I just wondered how it would feel to shoot Grandma," he'd said years earlier, after killing his grandparents at 15. Now he bludgeoned Clarnell, decapitated her, and used her head for darts. Her friend Sally Hallett became victim number 8, strangled for cover. Kemper's childhood was hell, locked in a basement by Clarnell, who called him a real weirdo. Released from psych wards at 21, he targeted women resembling her. Post-murders, he dismembered bodies, keeping parts as trophies. After killing Mom, he drove to Colorado, called police, and confessed everything. "I wanted the humiliation to end," he said in interviews. Arrested at a phone booth, his IQ of 145 shocked interrogators. He detailed crimes calmly. After killing Mom, he drove to Colorado, called police, and confessed everything. You get to die every day, feeling a bit better, even helping profile other killers later. Trial in 1973. Kemper pleaded insanity, but jurors saw a calculated monster. Sentenced to life, he's been a model prisoner, narrating audiobooks. His mother fixation? Psychoanalysts link it to rejection. Clarnell belittled him constantly. Kemper once said, "She was the source of all my hate." Documentaries like Mindhunter portray his chilling intellect. But why the final act? Alive, she was emasculating. Dead, she was mine, he explained. From basement boy to butcher, Kemper's tale is a descent into madness. Paroled? Denied repeatedly. He now says he deserves execution. His story haunts true crime fans, a reminder of how maternal wounds can breed monsters. What if intervention came earlier? Ponder that as we close this chapter on the co-ed killer's maternal massacre. Bethlehem, New York, 2004. A peaceful suburb shattered by horror. Peter Porco, a court clerk, and wife Joan slept soundly. Their son Christopher, 21, a college dropout drowning in debt, crept in with an axe. He struck Peter 16 times, nearly decapitating him. Joan survived 16 blows, face mangled, but lived. Peter incredibly rose, made coffee, then collapsed, dead. Chris's motive? Forged loans. Failing grades, he feared disownment. He staged a burglary, but footprints led back to him. Investigation revealed lies. Chris claimed he was at school, but Jeep cameras caught him home. Joan's nod to police. Chris did it, sealed it. Though she later recanted, brain damaged. Trial in 2006. Prosecutors showed his web of deceit. Fake transcripts, stolen laptops. Defense blamed an uncle. Convicted of murder and attempt, he got 50 years to life. From prison, Chris insists innocence, appealing endlessly. Chris was the charming son, but cracks showed. Expelled for plagiarism, obsessed with image. Post-attack, he partied while parents fought for life. Joan's survival? Miraculous. But she defends him, saying, "Forgiveness heals." Documentaries like 2020 dissect the family dynamics. Peter's strictness, Chris's entitlement. A son's betrayal with an axe. Why? Greed or desperation? Porco's case echoes the fragility of trust. As appeals drag on, the scars remain. Dive into this suburban nightmare where a midnight swing changed everything. Rochester, Minnesota, 1988. A snowy February night turned bloody. Teen David Braum, 16, argued with Dad Bernard over punk music. He grabbed an axe, slaughtering Bernard, Mom Paulette, Sister Diane, 13, and Brother Rick, 9, as they slept. Gashes numbered dozens. David went to school next day, confessing to a friend, "I killed my family." Motive? Depression, family tensions. He felt trapped, arrested swiftly. David showed no remorse initially. Trial debated adult charging. At 16, he got life without parole ×4. Now, after 36 years, he's on work release, deemed rehabilitated. Interviews reveal regret. "I was a kid in pain." Crime scene photos haunt. Blood-soaked beds, axe nearby. Braum's youth, bullied into heavy metal, clashing with strict parents. Post-murders, community reeled. Schools locked down. Documentaries explore teen rage. Was it preventable? From axe swings to freedom's edge, Braum's story questions juvenile justice. Released in 2025, he fades into society. A chilling reminder. Sometimes the monster is the boy next door. In the sleepy town of Pierceton, Indiana, 1993, a 14-year-old boy's silent screams erupted into violence. Greg Owsley felt invisible, ignored by parents Bonita and Joby amid their fights. One February night, fueled by years of neglect, he grabbed a shotgun. Joby fell first, chest torn apart by blasts. Bonita begged for mercy. None came. Greg shot her too, then called 911, spinning a tale of intruders. But his journal, found later, revealed a chilling truth. He'd planned it for days, writing, "I have to kill them to be free." A boy's pain turned deadly. Police saw through Greg's lies. His calm demeanor cracked under questioning. "I did it," he confessed, voice flat. Tried as an adult at 15, the 1994 trial exposed a broken home. Verbal abuse, alcoholism, no therapy. Greg's defense? He was a depressed teen, unheard. Prosecutors called it premeditated evil. Sentenced to 60 years, he's spent decades in prison, earning a degree. In a 2012 New York Times interview, he said, "I was a kid drowning in hurt." Now 46, he's a model inmate, but parole boards remain unmoved. Can a child's crime define a man? Greg's childhood was a battlefield, parents too consumed by their own demons to see his. He sought solace in music, but even that sparked fights. Post-murder, siblings shunned him, yet he writes them, seeking forgiveness. Documentaries like Young Kids, Hard Time probe his psyche. Was it rage or a cry for help? Community shock lingers. Neighbors recall a quiet boy, not a killer. His case sparked debates on juvenile justice. Could counseling have saved them all? Greg's remorse seems genuine, but the bloodstains of that night remain etched in Pierston's memory. From a teen's shotgun to a man's regret, Greg Owsley's story is a haunting cautionary tale. Now in his 40s, he mentors inmates, hoping for parole. "I'd give anything to undo it," he told filmmakers. His case asks, can a child's crime be forgiven? The scars of that Indiana night linger, urging us to listen to troubled youth before they snap. Was Greg a victim of neglect or a cold-blooded killer? As you ponder this tragedy, consider the fine line between pain and violence that turned the boy into a parricide statistic. November 1974, Amityville, New York. A house on Ocean Avenue became a slaughterhouse. Ronald "Butch" DeFeo Jr., 23, grabbed a .35 Marlin rifle and crept through his family's home. In minutes, he shot his parents, Ronald Sr. and Louise, and 4 siblings, Dawn, Allison, Mark, and John, dead in their beds. 6 shots, 6 bodies, no struggle. Butch fled, claiming voices made him do it. But police suspected darker motives: an abusive father, drug addiction, and a $200,000 inheritance. The Amityville Horror was born. Butch's alibi, mob hitmen, unraveled fast. Gun residue and his own rifle pinned him. At the 1975 trial, he pleaded insanity, claiming demonic voices. Prosecutors countered. He was a drugged-up liar after money. Convicted of 6 counts of murder, he got life. In prison interviews, Butch flipped stories. Dawn helped, or he acted alone. The jury didn't buy his "devil made me do it" act. Died in 2021. His case still fuels paranormal lore, but the blood was all too real. Was it madness or greed? Butch's childhood was hell. Ronald Sr.'s fists, Louise's silence. A heroin user, he clashed with Dad over cash. Post-murders, he partied, dumping the rifle in a creek. The Amityville house drew ghost hunters after the Lutz family's 1976 haunting claims, fueled by Butch's story. Documentaries like My Amityville Horror dissect his lies. Neighbors recall a volatile family. Some say Butch snapped under pressure. Others see a calculating killer. The house still stands, a grim monument to a family erased. From rifle blasts to horror legend, DeFeo's massacre haunts true crime fans. His shifting tales, demons, accomplices, muddle the truth. Was he a tortured son or a greedy monster? The Amityville case birthed books, films, and endless debates. As we revisit that bloody night, consider the chaos of a broken home where love turned lethal. DeFeo's legacy warns, family secrets can kill. What drove Butch to annihilate his own? The answer lies buried with the 6 graves he left behind. Liverpool, England, 2004. Brian Blackwell, 18, seemed the perfect son, top grades, tennis star, but behind the facade, rage simmered. One summer night, he grabbed a claw hammer and knife, attacking parents Sydney and Jacqueline in their home. Dozens of blows left them unrecognizable. Brian then fled, using their credit cards for a lavish New York trip with his girlfriend. Bodies rotted for weeks. Motive? He hid a failing life, fearing their disapproval. A narcissist's mask slipped, revealing a monster. Police found the gruesome scene after neighbors reported a stench. Brian's lies, parents were on holiday, crumbled. Arrested, he showed no remorse. The 2005 trial revealed his narcissism. He forged checks, faked a pro tennis career. Pleading manslaughter due to personality disorder, he got life with 12 years minimum. In court, he smirked, chilling jurors. Psychologists called him a textbook narcissist, driven by ego to kill rather than face shame. His girlfriend, clueless, partied on blood money. Brian's youth was privileged, but pressured. Parents pushed perfection. He lied about Oxford, jobs, everything, racking up £30,000 in debt. Post-murders, he played the grieving son while bodies decayed. Documentaries like Britain's Darkest Crimes expose his charm as a facade. Friends recall his arrogance. Family saw only pride. Could therapy have stopped him? His case warns of unchecked egos. Liverpool still whispers about the boy who killed to keep up appearances. From golden boy to hammer-wielding killer, Blackwell's fall is a chilling tale. Now in his 30s, he's eligible for parole, but his cold eyes haunt. His story probes the psyche. What drives a teen to such brutality? Narcissism or desperation? As we unravel this blood-soaked deception, consider the masks we all wear. Blackwell's hammer swings echo as a warning. Pride can kill. What pushed him over the edge? The answer lies in a home where love was conditional and truth was fatal. Windsor, Wisconsin, 2021. Chandler Halderson, 23, spun a web of lies. MIT grad, SpaceX job. When parents Bart and Krista pressed for proof, he snapped. In July, he shot them in their home, then dismembered and scattered their remains across fields and rivers. He texted friends, faking worry. They're missing. Motive? His fake life. unemployed, no degree, was unraveling. A liar's desperation turned a quiet suburb into a house of horrors. Police traced Chandler's lies via his girlfriend's Snapchat. He was home, not away. Body parts surfaced in woods. His car held blood. The 2022 trial exposed a pathological liar. Forged emails, fake job offers. Chandler's defense? Silence. Convicted of double murder, dismemberment, he got life without parole. Jurors gasped at crime scene photos, saws, bags, remains. His calm facade in court chilled all. He planned it all, said prosecutors, showing texts plotting cover-up. Chandler was a gamer, charming but lazy, living off parents. He faked college transcripts, even a SpaceX internship. Bart and Krista, proud but strict, demanded truth. Post-murders, Chandler burned evidence, staged concern. Documentaries, like 48 Hours, reveal his digital trail. Searches for body disposal. Neighbors recall a normal kid. None saw the liar within. His case sparks questions. How far will lies take you? Wisconsin's fields still hold the grim echoes of his betrayal. From fake resumes to body bags, Halderson's tale is a modern nightmare. Now 27, he rots in prison, his lies exposed. This case grips for its tech-age deception. Snapchat, Google searches unraveled him. What drives a son to dismember his parents? Shame or sociopathy? As we dissect this chilling crime, reflect on the lies we tell. Halderson's bloody cover-up warns. Truth catches up. Can a web of deceit ever justify such horror? The scattered remains say no. Kansas, 1958. Lowell Lee Andrews, 18, a zoology major at KU, seemed studious, shy, but on Thanksgiving, he turned monster. At the family farm, he shot parents William and Opal and sister Jenny with a rifle and pistol. Bodies fell in the living room. Lowell watched TV after, eating popcorn. His motive? A $100,000 inheritance to fund a fantasy life as a hitman. He planned to flee to Chicago, but a suspicious pastor tipped police. A scholar's cold heart shocked all. Arrested days later, Lowell confessed, emotionless. The 1959 trial stunned Kansas. His IQ was genius level, yet he killed without remorse. Defense claimed insanity. Prosecutors showed premeditation. He bought guns weeks prior. Convicted of triple murder, he was hanged in 1962. In prison, he ate heartily, unmoved. His cellmate? Dick Hickok of In Cold Blood fame. Lowell's youth was strict. Farm life, high expectations. He idolized movie gangsters, craving their power. Post-murders, he cleaned the scene, drove to a theater for an alibi. Documentaries like World's Most Evil Killers probe his detachment. Family friends saw no signs. He aced exams days after. His case, linked to Capote's work, questions nature versus nurture. Could dreams of crime corrupt a scholar? Kansas Buried 3, grappling with a son's betrayal, from books to bullets. Andrew's story chills for its cold calculation. Hanged at 22, he left no apologies, only mystery. Why kill for a fantasy? His case, a footnote in Cold Blood, warns of hidden darkness in bright minds. As we revisit that bloody Thanksgiving, ponder the line between ambition and evil. Lowell's rifle shots echo as a grim lesson. Even scholars can slaughter. What turned a quiet student into a family annihilator? The answer died with him on the gallows. Jacksonville, Florida, 1998. 14-year-old Joshua Phillips played baseball with neighbor Maddie Clifton, 8. A stray hit injured her. Panic set in. Fearing his abusive dad, he beat and stabbed her, hiding her body under his waterbed. For a week, he acted normal while Maddie's face graced missing posters. His mom found the corpse, legs protruding, room reeking. Joshua confessed, "I didn't mean to kill her." A child's game turned into a nightmare. Tried as an adult, Joshua's 1999 trial gripped Florida. Defense argued accident. Prosecutors showed intent. Multiple stab wounds. Sentenced to life without parole at 15. He's now 41, appealing for resentencing. Court footage shows a sobbing teen, but jurors saw a killer. His dad's temper loomed large. Joshua feared punishment. In prison interviews, he says, "I live with guilt every day." Maddie's family grieves. Her mom still visits her memorial. Joshua was a shy kid, good at school, scared of his father's rage. Maddie was a friend. Their game went wrong. Post-murder, he joined searches for her, hiding the truth. Documentaries like Kids Who Kill explore his psyche. Was it fear or evil? Jacksonville rallied for Maddie, leaving teddy bears. His case fuels juvenile justice debates. Life for a teen? Resentencing in 2025 may free him. Could fear alone drive such horror? The waterbed held a grim secret. From playground to prison, Joshua's tale questions youth and punishment. Now a man, he studies law, seeking redemption. Maddie's death haunts, a game gone fatal. His case asks, can a child's mistake be unforgivable? As we revisit that Jacksonville tragedy, consider the weight of fear and impulse. Joshua's hidden horror warns, even kids can kill. Should he walk free one day? Maddie's memory lingers, urging us to weigh justice against a boy's desperate act.